Hey you guys, it is William calling from Wee Blogs, and Lithuania has decided Katarsis will sing
Tavo akys.
That is Your Eyes. Deban!
Hey you guys! Hey William!
Should we watch and react?
Let's do this!
This cover art, my goodness. Our man could be in a prison uniform hitting play.
Oh.
Okay. Gloomy rock.
It's in Lithuanian.
Very monochrome. Gray.
It's very dark in the shadows.
Nice vocal. Oh. So minimalist.
He's got such good hair that it actually looks like a wig.
This is giving me 90s creep. Melancholy.
There's a coordinated wardrobe moment here on stage, but it's quite bleak.
They're kind of like hospital uniforms.
Oh, the drummer is feeling it!
It's building. Oh, this is a vibe. Great
You know what?
voice.
There's so many things wrong with this, but guess what? I really like it.
That's fantastic.
Because you can fix those things.
There is so much intensity here.
I like this actually. There's a really strong sense of atmosphere here.
It's deliberately, very deliberately intense, staring you down. Your eyes.
Ah, the camera work is so bad.
It's raw as well.
I don't get this segment. I will take it out. It's gone for too long as well. It's gonna build into some middle eight climax.
Oh! This is excellent.
Nah, it's gone on for too long.
The instrumentalists are so into it. There's nothing fake here.
This is just like one long bleak note.
I actually love this. This will find an audience. And it's William Lee Adams, among others. Yes. Wow. Well done, Lithuania. Now, I need to see what these lyrics are about. These are the lyrics. Empty words only, fuel the fire, the house is on fire, they begin to collapse, out of sight of the heaviest downpour, the foundations of everything, it has already started to rot. Just keep it. Her. Your eyes see pain, just gives me the feeling to my eyes. Your eyes see pain, just gives the feeling to my eyes. Your eyes see pain, just gives the feeling to my eyes. Your eyes see pain. And in the bridge, you don't be afraid, I cry in your dreams, I only cry in your dreams. You don't be afraid, I cry in your dreams. I only cry in your dreams. Well, damn. This has an emotional intensity that works very well with these instruments, with this rock, alternative, electric, pushing. There's like drive here. Da-na, da-na. It builds. I want to say there's a slight madness underscoring this, the deep pain, the torment. The costumes do remind me of sort of the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, how in that mental facility people were made to wear very simple garments. There's something about the simplicity, the austerity. It's pared back so that the voice can be the focus, to convey the melancholy, to convey, it at once looks futuristic, like Logan's Run, but at the same time, it looks ancient. Like in Vietnam, for instance, they have similar cuts, and in China as well, similar cuts. I guess what I'm trying to say is this. This is of Lithuania, but there's something to identify universally. There's a lot here that I think people will be able to connect with. And the stage is monochrome because it's a palette. It is a palette for people to imbue it with their own emotions and for him to express his torment, yes, his pain, his agony, and indeed melancholy.
So the first minute and a half I really liked. I felt it created a moody atmosphere and there was something quite alternative rock about it and quite cool. It was unashamedly bleak, but the da-da, da-da, that build it was building for too long and it didn't really quite build up to the crescendo that I was expecting it to. The camera work does need tidying. Yeah, the visuals could lean into the atmosphere of the song a bit more. Just putting people in shadows, and it's not like clever silhouetted patterned shadows. It's just like not enough lighting shadows, if you know what I mean. There's a difference between it. One is kind of deliberately arty, and the other is just like, turn on the lights, boo. Or turn it off. You know, you gotta choose. Don't sit on the fence on the lights. Or don't sit on the fence regarding the lights. So, yeah. The first minute and a half is really promising, though. I really, really like it. And I think it's a good... If you want to keep the identity of the song, it's the one to preserve. And just reshape the fade to end, I think. It also is slightly shorter than the 3-minute mark, meaning that it will need to be slightly bulked. Yeah. I mean, Lithuania is always a circus, isn't it? 5 heats, and this is the best one. Well, this is the one the Lithuanians have chosen. I didn't tap into the pre-selection this year, so I didn't really know what else was in the mix. But, you know, actually, there's something I really like about this. I'm sort of emotionally tugged by it. I think that's a good thing.
This will not be everyone's cup of tea. This will not. Sudden Lights, while that is very much a different shade of alternative kind of pop rock, Sudden Lights did not make the final, and that was incredible, and I think that was more palatable to a big audience. This, maybe it's not as palatable to a mainstream audience. Maybe this leans a little more niche. However, with the right staging, it could win people over. People didn't think AWS were necessarily going to go through, and they killed it. They slayed it. And I want to bring up AWS here because the lead vocalist has a similar ability to AWS's late lead vocalist in that he's able to belt it out rock style in his genre while, again, keeping a smooth vocal, keeping an enticing vocal. Some people want to hit big notes and it sounds like full-on screaming, and then there are people who, you know, are mimicking screaming, but it's very musical. It's a fine line, and he absolutely nails it. Staging is going to be key. I do wonder, should they keep it this monochrome? Should they? I don't know. I don't know what the other options would be, but there is dynamism indeed at the end when the light changes to white. You know, it's not just one color the whole time. It does seem to get progressively brighter in a very subtle way. I really like this. Yeah, this is not something I would stream per se. This is not going to go on my Spotify list. However, when I see it at a concert, I'm going to enjoy it. When I see it at Eurovision, I'm going to enjoy it. Let's read some comments. Iris says, I understand your frustration with the song and I'm not surprised, but here is the thing. This is us, Lithuanians, the gloomy, sentimental Northeastern Europeans giving you a piece of us, our feelings, culture, and thoughts in a neat 3-minute package delivered by a young alt-rock band. They are the creators of that song. This is us. Well, that is a very powerful endorsement from Iris. Thank you for that. I've never been to Lithuania, but it is nice to know that this would greet me if I were there. I do respect that sense of gloomy nostalgia. There are some other countries as well that I've been to where that seems to be built into the culture, and it gives it a very contemplative vibe, a very kind of, not meditative. Yeah, meditative actually. This song, as loud as it is, has a meditative quality. Very interesting. Paul Reeson says, I can't connect with the song, nor do I particularly like it. Good luck, Lithuania. Truth says, Baltics are very strong this year. I agree with this. The Baltics win the award also for the most diverse selection of songs. You've got Latvia, beautiful Tavo akys, beautiful angelic harmonies. Then you've got Tommy Cash, Estonia, giving us slapstick Italian language weirdness, and I say that with love, like quirkiness. And then you've got this alt-rock Lithuania darkness, which underneath it I do get a little bit of hope, actually. So very interesting region this year at Eurovision. Pomerani says, the song is going straight to my number one of 2025. Tayana says, I think this is promising and I like the way he looks at the camera. This could cut through the growing pile of salaciousness we're seeing at the contest these days. Indeed, there is no skin on show here. This is very, very much family entertainment, even if it is alt-rock. Benji says, you can downvote the negative comments as much as you want, but it won't change the fact that this song would be a sure non-qualifier if it represented San Marino. Now, is Benji saying it would also be a non-qualifier if it represents Lithuania? Robert says it could be an ESC winner if it represented Sweden. So, look, I'm a little lost, but I do think this is a risky entry. This is not an obvious qualifier, but at the same time, I wouldn't rule it out. Let's actually go and see where Lithuania is competing. Lithuania sings in the first half of the second semifinal alongside Austria, Armenia, Montenegro, Greece, Ireland, Australia, and Latvia. Well, I guess the thing that jumps out to me is Parg from Armenia has a rock-ish song as well. That is Survivor from Parg. I think people can kind of, hang on to the title and figure out the meaning, and like it's very clear he's like battling and he's a warrior. Whereas this is a bit more abstract unless you're kind of told, maybe unless you're told it means your eyes, It's harder necessarily to dissect Lithuania unless you're told, by the commentator before the show what it's about. Very interesting that there are two rock songs there. And in the rest of the semifinal at the moment, we don't have rock. Although I guess Erika Vikman, it's not rock, it's not alt rock, but it does have that Freddie Mercury vibe. Yeah, but it's a completely different genre, actually. Okay, very interesting. Maria In says, Zifferblatt and Katarsis saved the Eurovision Song Contest this year. Fan of rock there. Thano says, 1000% agree. Even if many more bop-orientated Eurofans will surely be bashing these songs for the rest of the year. Bashada says, of all the countries formerly occupied by Russia, I didn't expect Lithuania to be the first one to serve post-punk realness at ESC. And Thanos clarifies, the post-Soviet post-punk scene really is booming after 2000. There's a huge amount of Russian, Ukrainian, Belarusian, and Baltic indie post-punk dark wave bands that are really amazing. I am so glad the genre will be represented in ESC. Well, this is exciting. Cozy says, loving this entry. It feels like an authentic representation of the artist and is delivered powerfully. This is the type of song that I would like to see do very well, and in my opinion is the type of track that the contest definitely needs to appeal to a wider audience. I am hoping that the jury support this act very strongly. Greek Eurofun says, after a set of mediocre songs, one after another, at least something is different. Already at the third place on my scoreboard. Yeah, this is exciting. I feel like this is going to climb very high with me as well. I like the authenticity. I like the control. I love the expression that he's giving. And I love that hint of madness. We've all been there. It kind of, when you get wrapped up in your emotions, you don't feel like yourself. And I feel like in this performance, the singer is portraying someone who's a little bit lost, who is dealing with a lot. It's, and you can tell he relates to it as well. So it's not just made up, right? This is like coming from him. Yeah, no, Lithuania is onto a good thing.
There's a sense of punk and alternative rock and rebellion here. And it's good to see new interpretations of this genre, contemporary interpretations of this genre. This doesn't feel dated. It actually feels very 2025. Yeah.
Well, that's what we think. What do you think? Are you loving Lithuania? Do you think this can make the final? Are you excited to see how they change this for Eurovision? What changes would you make? Let us know here on WeWeBlogs.
Follow WeWeBlogs on Pinterest and we will see you later.
And we'll see you later.
Bye!
Bye!